So it has to be established that history is passed down through your foreparents, your mother and your father, your grandmother, great grandfather, so forth. And hopefully they tell it truthfully. They don't add nothing to it or take nothing away. This is a tradition, a culture, over in Africa and here in the Americas, the Indians, and they do it through dance and song. They tell the history through ceremonies and rituals. That's the purpose of rituals and prayer. Prayer ain't nothing but a ritual, you know, and it has the history of the planet in simple form for you to memorize. And then when they develop the school systems break down the nature of things, the natural laws, the science of how things work, the methodology that are proven uh, hypotheses and theories, no longer a theory, but an actual fact by proven ways and means to prove something that works. So there's no other way but through that seed penetrating the womb and that womb birthing a new birth. No miraculous uh, births through spirits and ghosts, but flesh and blood, matter. See, things have densities to it. Matter has densities. They are really waves, sounds, and rhythms. So this is a science that can be complicated, but then again, it's simple. It's proven to be a fact over and over again. It works that way, or else you wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. But the only way to interrupt the utterance of history is by conditioning the mind to have amnesia. And your mind can be conditioned to block out what you don't want to remember, what's too horrible to remember. And over a period of time, you forget about it. And someone could put in the absence of your memory loss a substitute history, and you begin to believe it's real. So through television, your enemy reproduced the Bible through motion pictures, through cartoons, because when you see Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck, it's talking about the Bible, but through cartoons. And animals become characters like Caucasians, speaking English, acting the way Caucasians act. So you got Mickey Mouse, who's a mouse, but he's colored black, but he's has the characteristics of a Caucasian. Donald Duck the same way, Daffy Duck. Then through stories like fairy tales like Alice in Wonderland and Cinderella and so forth, you're talking about the white man's culture. The white man don't know his culture, the history of the beginnings of his culture. Some of them do, but they don't want to let the rest of them know. They don't want the rest of them to know that the black man is the God in the beginning, and that they got kicked out of the Garden of Eden. That's the whole story of Eve biting the apple that Satan coerced her to bite, and then she gave the apple to her old man, Adam, and they said God was walking through the garden. They didn't say God was floating through the garden. He was walking through the garden. And he had vocal cords because he called out, searching for Adam. And Adam and them heard the voice of God, and they know they done wrong, and exposed themselves to God, that they were wicked, and they broke one of God's laws. They disobeyed God because he told them not to eat of that tree of good and evil, and they did it anyway. And so ultimately God kicked them out of the garden. So the garden represents peacefulness on earth, heaven on earth. Everybody working in harmony together, you know. And then Adam and Eve, which is the Caucasian, the Adamic race, broke the harmony, started causing conflict, lying to God, lying to themselves, lying to everybody. And therefore, they were kicked out, sent to the caves of Europe in the Caucasus Mountains. But before we go on any further, you see the Nation of Islam right here, the Nation of Islam, to prove charges. Why Farrakhan don't offer this to, when young Pharaoh comes up and, you know, accuses Farrakhan or the Nation of Islam of believing in a false God, throwing shade on Master Farad Muhammad and Elijah, why Farrakhan or any of the followers of Farrakhan don't offer this to the non-believers, because Farrakhan is a non-believer, and he got caught in his hypocrisy, and he can't say nothing. I'm Black Light, telling the truth and passing the mic.